Hey everyone, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're diving into something pretty visually exciting.
Oh yeah, this is good fun.
So we've got this detailed description of a home design.
Okay.
Designed for a 27-year-old homeowner in Vietnam.
All right.
And get this, the design process was heavily influenced by AI and VR.
Wow, that's cutting edge. I'm really interested to hear about how that works.
Me too. We'll definitely get into that. But first I want to kind of set the scene.
Okay.
The description paints this picture of a modern minimalist design. You know, focused on functionality, comfort, personal style.
It's interesting how those concepts are all coming together these days.
Right, like it's not just about stark minimalism anymore.
Exactly. Minimalism has evolved, I think. It's become more about being intentional with your space.
Yeah.
Curating what you own.
Yeah, and I think that really resonates with younger generations.
Absolutely. It's about simplifying, but not sacrificing personality.
And speaking of personality, this design isn't afraid of color. The base palette is pretty calming. Whites, beiges, light grays.
That makes sense. Those colors create a sense of spaciousness and tranquility.
Exactly. But then you get these pops of vibrant color. Mustard yellow, olive green, earthy brown.
Ooh, I like that. It's like adding those little accents that bring the whole design to life.
Right. It's like adding spices to a dish to bring out the flavor.
I like that analogy.
And speaking of bringing things to life, the materials used in this design.
Yeah, tone out those.
Lots of natural elements. Wood for warmth, metal for that modern edge, even natural stone.
Oh, wow. Natural stone.
Like marble for a touch of luxury. And of course, fabrics for softness and comfort.
It's interesting how they've blended those materials. It's like a fusion of traditional and contemporary influences.
Exactly. And that brings me to another question. How does this design cater to the lifestyle of a 27-year-old?
Well, for one, I'd expect to see some serious technology integration.
Right. I mean, we're talking about someone who's grown up with smartphones and social media.
Exactly. So things like smart home features a dedicated workspace, maybe even a gaming or media area would be a must.
Yeah, it's all about creating a space that's as adaptable and dynamic as their life is.
Exactly.
But even with all the tech, there's this clear emphasis on connecting with nature.
Oh, how so?
Lots of plants incorporated throughout the design, and a big focus on natural light.
That makes sense. I think there's a growing awareness of the importance of well-being, even in a modern, tech-driven world.
Right. It's like they're acknowledging that you can have both. A home that's sleek and technologically advanced.
But also grounded and connected to the natural world.
Exactly. Okay, so are you ready to start our virtual tour of this house?
I am. Where do we begin?
Let's start in the heart of the home, the living room.
Okay, so picture this. You walk into this bright, airy space, clean white walls, bathed in natural light.
Sounds peaceful already.
And immediately your eye is drawn to this luxurious L-shaped sofa in creamy white, just beckoning you to relax.
Oh, I can picture it.
Now, in front of that sofa is where things get interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
It's a unique coffee table, marble top for that touch of luxury, you know?
Right.
But then the base is clear glass, which keeps it feeling light and modern. And to complete the seating area, there's a striking houndstooth ottoman.
Houndstooth, really?
Yeah. Gives a nod to those classic patterns while still feeling contemporary.
I like that. So it's not just about being trendy, it's about those timeless elements too.
Exactly. Now on the walls, you've got these two abstract paintings, bold splashes of yellow and orange. They really bring energy and warmth to the neutral palette.
I love how art can transform a space.
Me too.
Oh.
And it's not just decoration. These pieces are like focal points. They draw your eye in and spark conversation.
Yeah, they make you think and feel.
Exactly.
Okay.
And to soften the space a little bit, there's a metallic floor lamp.
Ooh, adding that warm golden glow.
And of course, no modern home is complete without some greenery.
Right. Those plants add life and freshness to the space.
It all comes together to create a space that's both sophisticated and welcoming.
Sounds like the perfect spot for relaxing or socializing.
I think so.
Okay, so we've relaxed in the living room. Now I'm curious about the bedroom. How does this design translate to a space for rest and rejuvenation?
Well, the bedroom follows a similar aesthetic, but with a softer, more calming ambiance.
Okay.
Imagine walls painted a tranquil beige, a plush bed with a high headboard, minimalist nightstands.
Sounds dreamy.
And the bedding continues that earthy color scheme, inviting you to just sink in and unwind.
Okay, I am officially relaxed now. But what about those pops of color we saw in the living room? Do they make an appearance in the bedroom too?
They do. There's a dedicated workspace with a chair in a vibrant orange. It's a clever way to inject energy into the room and kind of demarcate that work zone within this calming bedroom environment.
Right. It's a nice reminder that even in a minimalist space, you can still have designated areas for different activities.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've lounged in the living room, we've recharged in the bedroom. Now I'm getting hungry. What about the kitchen?
The kitchen. This is where things get really sleek and functional.
All right, I'm ready to hear about it.
So picture this. Clean, handleless white cabinets.
Okay. Minimalist and modern.
Exactly. But then the backsplash. That's where things get interesting.
Okay, tell me more.
It's a mix of white hexagonal tiles and olive green square tiles. Creates this subtle geometric pattern.
Ooh, that's cool.
And in the center of the kitchen, you have a round marble dining table surrounded by upholstered chairs.
So it's luxurious, but still comfortable.
Exactly. And above the table, there's a statement, pendant light. Add some drama and visual interest.
Okay, I'm picturing it. And what about appliances?
Yes. To complete the picture, there's a retro-style white refrigerator. Adds a touch of nostalgia.
I love those retro touches. They add so much personality to a space. Okay, so we've cooked up a storm in the kitchen. Now it's time to unwind in the bathroom. How does this design approach a space that's both practical and relaxing?
This bathroom is all about creating a spa-like experience.
Ooh, I like that.
The walls are tiled in the serene light gray, and natural light flows in through a glass-enclosed walk-in shower.
Sounds very tranquil.
And the fixtures are sleek and modern. Very understated luxury.
Okay, but what about storage? Bathrooms can get cluttered so easily.
Don't worry, this design has it covered.
Yeah.
There's a space-saving wall-mounted storage unit.
Ah, clever. Keeps everything organized without sacrificing floor space.
Right. And for a touch of vibrancy, they've used bold green tiles as accents.
Ooh, I love a pop of color in the bathroom. It just feels fresh and invigorating.
Exactly. So you've got that sense of serenity, but with those little energizing touches.
Perfect. Okay, we've covered the living room, the bedroom, the kitchen, the bathroom. What about entertainment?
Of course. No modern home would be complete without a dedicated space for entertainment.
So where is the TV in this house?
There's a cozy little TV corner, designed for relaxation and media enjoyment. It features a wooden TV console with a sleek marble top, of course.
I had that marble.
And it houses a large TV. And to add some life to the corner, there's a large plant. Creates a very calming atmosphere.
I love that they've incorporated a dedicated TV area. It's like they're acknowledging that even in a minimalist home, entertainment is still a priority.
Absolutely. It's about creating a space that caters to all aspects of life.
Okay, so we've covered the main living spaces, but now I want to talk about the technology that was used to create this design. We mentioned AI and VR earlier.
Yeah, let's delve into that a bit deeper. It's fascinating stuff.
So first, VR. How is that used?
Well, they use this platform called Mogiverse VR.
Okay.
And this technology allows the homeowner to actually experience the design in virtual reality.
Whoa, so they can put on a headset and walk through their future home.
Exactly. They can see the layout, the finishes, the furniture, all in a totally immersive way.
That's incredible. It takes all the guesswork out of the design process.
Right. And it empowers homeowners to really participate in the design.
Yeah, they're not just looking at blueprints or mood boards. They're actually experiencing the space.
And this kind of technology is becoming more and more accessible. I think we'll see VR becoming even more prevalent in interior design in the future.
It's really exciting to think about the possibilities, but what about AI? How did AI contribute to this design?
Remember how we talked about the design being generated in just 24 hours?
Yeah, that was mind-blowing.
That was made possible by AI. These algorithms can analyze huge amounts of data, design trends, user preferences, spatial constraints, and they can generate a personalized concept much faster than a human designer ever could.
It's amazing to see how AI is changing the design world. But does that mean human designers are becoming obsolete?
That's the big question, isn't it? And there's no easy answer. While AI can definitely speed up the process and generate those initial concepts,
Right.
human creativity and intuition are still essential for refining those concepts and creating a truly personalized and meaningful space.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more of a collaborative future.
I agree. AI and human designers working together to create something truly special.
Okay, so let's bring it back to this specific design. What does it tell us about the homeowner? What can we infer about their personality and lifestyle based on the choices made here?
Well, that blend of modern minimalism with those subtle Vietnamese influences,
Yeah.
I think that suggests someone who wants to honor tradition while embracing a contemporary lifestyle.
Yeah. And the pops of color, the curated artwork, those hint at a vibrant personality and a love of self-expression.
And the technology integration definitely speaks to their tech savviness.
Right. It's all about creating a space that's as dynamic and adaptable as they are.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've talked about this design in a general sense, but now I want to get a bit more specific and really explore those subtle Vietnamese influences that make this home unique. What do you say we delve into those details?
Let's do it. It's time to uncover the layers of cultural heritage woven into this modern design. It's amazing how this design manages to weave together modern minimalism with those traditional Vietnamese aesthetics. It's more than just creating a beautiful space. It's like they've created a space that tells a story about heritage and personal identity.
That sense of place. I think that's as so important in design these days. It's not just about following the latest trends.
Right.
It's about creating a space that feels authentic, you know? Like it truly reflects the person who lives there.
Exactly. And in this case, the designer has done such a beautiful job of incorporating those subtle Vietnamese influences without overwhelming that modern aesthetic.
So, okay, let's play a little game. Imagine we're walking into this Vietnamese homeowner's house. What are some of the details that would immediately signal those Vietnamese influences?
Let's see. One thing that might stand out is the use of natural materials, like bamboo or rattan, in the furniture or decor.
Oh, yeah.
Those are common in traditional Vietnamese homes.
They add that warmth, that connection to nature.
Exactly. And that connection to nature is so important in Vietnamese culture.
It's not just about the look. It's about the feeling they evoke.
Right. Another element might be the artwork.
Yeah.
Maybe a traditional silk painting or a hand-carved wooden sculpture, something that adds a touch of cultural significance.
I can picture it now. A silk painting with those vibrant colors, maybe depicting a scene from Vietnamese folklore.
Oh, yeah.
Or a landscape with those iconic rice paddies and pagodas.
Beautiful. It would be like a window into the homeowner's heritage,
Yeah.
It would spark conversations. Tell a story.
I love that idea. So we've talked about materials, we've talked about artwork. What about the layout of the home itself? Are there any aspects of the design that might be influenced by traditional Vietnamese architecture?
Well, one thing that comes to mind is the connection between indoor and outdoor spaces.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
Traditional Vietnamese homes often have these courtyards or open-air spaces.
Right.
That kind of blurs the lines between inside and outside. It's all about natural ventilation, creating a sense of harmony with nature.
So even though this is a modern design, there might be ways that the layout encourages that connection with the outdoors, maybe through large windows or sliding doors.
Exactly, bringing the outside in. And then there's the concept of feng shui, which is all about harmonizing the flow of energy within a space.
Feng shui, yes. Okay, so remind me, how would those principles translate into the design of this modern Vietnamese home?
Well, feng shui is all about placement, the furniture, the objects. Everything is positioned in a way that promotes balance and positive energy.
I see. So it's not just about aesthetics, it's about creating a space that feels good energetically.
Exactly. Like, for example, the bed. In feng shui, it's often recommended to position the bed so that the headboard is against a solid wall.
Oh, I've heard that. It's about creating a sense of security and stability.
Right. And mirrors might be used strategically to reflect light and enhance that energy flow.
It's amazing how those ancient principles can still be applied to modern design.
It shows that the desire to create harmonious and energizing spaces, it's timeless.
So true. Okay, so we've explored how this design beautifully blends modern minimalism with those traditional Vietnamese aesthetics. But let's not forget about the homeowner themselves. We know they're 27 years old, which means they probably have pretty specific lifestyle needs and preferences that are reflected in this design.
That's a great point. We can't talk about design in a vacuum. We have to think about the person who's actually going to be living in this space.
Exactly. So what might a design tailored for a 27-year-old look like? What are some of the things we might expect to see?
Well, technology integration would be a top priority for sure.
Right. I mean, this is someone who's grown up with smartphones and social media. Technology is just a part of their DNA.
Exactly. We talked about VR and AI being used in the design process.
Yeah.
But I bet those technologies are also integrated into the functionality of the home itself.
Well, that's interesting. Give me some examples. How might we see technology being woven into their daily life?
Well, think about smart home features. Things like voice-controlled lighting, automated window treatments, maybe even a centralized entertainment system that they can control from their phone.
I can see it now, walking in the door after a long day and saying, "Hey, Google, turn on the lights and play some relaxing music."
Exactly. It's all about convenience and creating a seamless living experience. And for someone who's tech-savvy and enjoys entertaining, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a dedicated space for gaming or streaming media.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Maybe a media room with a huge screen TV and comfy seating, perfect for movie nights with friends.
Exactly. And then there's the whole sustainability and wellness movement.
Oh, that's an interesting angle. How might we see those values reflected in the design?
Well, there might be a focus on energy-efficient appliances and lighting, maybe even solar panels to reduce their environmental impact.
It makes sense that someone in their late 20s would be thinking about those things. It's about making choices that align with their values.
Right. And in terms of wellness, there might be design elements that promote relaxation and mindfulness.
Oh, like what?
Maybe a dedicated meditation space, a spa-like bathroom, or even a little indoor garden.
Oh, I love that. Bringing a little bit of nature indoors. It's all about creating a home that nourishes both the body and the mind.
Exactly. A home that supports a holistic lifestyle.
And for someone who's 27, they might be just starting their career or really diving into their creative passions. So having a dedicated workspace would be pretty important.
Absolutely. We already saw how the bedroom had that little workspace nook. But if there's space, maybe there's a separate home office or studio.
I'm picturing a bright, airy office, big desk, ergonomic chair, and lots of natural light pouring in.
That sounds lovely. And maybe a mood board or inspiration wall to get those creative juices flowing.
It's all about creating a space that inspires and supports their work.
Exactly. A space that reflects their ambitions and dreams.
So we've talked about technology, sustainability, wellness, workspace, all these elements that really cater to the lifestyle of someone in their late 20s. What other unique considerations might come into play when designing a home for this age group?
Well, their social life is a big one.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Young adults love to entertain. So the design might prioritize those open-plan living spaces that are perfect for gatherings. You know, having friends over for dinner parties or just casual hangouts.
I'm picturing a big open living room that flows right into the dining area and kitchen, perfect for hosting.
Exactly. A space that's flexible and welcoming. And there might be design features that specifically facilitate entertaining, like a big dining table, comfy seating, maybe even a bar area for mixing drinks.
It's all about creating a space that's both stylish and functional, a place where people can connect and create memories.
And then, of course, there's their personal style.
Yeah.
How they want to express themselves through their home decor. You know, what kind of vibe are they going for?
Okay, let's talk about personal style. What are some of the trends or aesthetics that might appeal to a 27-year-old?
Well, we're seeing a lot of interest in those eclectic designs.
Yeah.
You know, mixing and matching different styles and eras.
I like that. It's not about being confined to one specific style.
Exactly. It's about creating a look that feels curated, unique to their taste and interests.
It's about telling their story through their belongings.
Right. And we're also seeing a big resurgence of vintage and antique pieces.
Oh, I love vintage finds. They add so much character and history to a space.
I agree. It's about mixing those timeless pieces with modern elements.
And what about color? Are there any trends in terms of color palettes?
Definitely. We're seeing a lot of bold colors and patterns these days. It's about making a statement.
Okay, so how might we see that incorporated into this Vietnamese home?
Well, remember that kitchen backsplash with the mix of white and green tiles?
Yeah.
They might use that same approach in other areas of the house. Maybe a colorful accent wall in the living room, or a patterned rug in the bedroom.
Oh, I love those little pops of personality. And speaking of personality, what about artwork and personal objects? How do those contribute to the overall design?
Those are essential. You know, they're what make a space feel lived in and truly reflect the homeowner.
Right. It's not just about a designer's vision, it's about the homeowner's personal touches.
Exactly. Maybe there's a shelf displaying a collection of travel souvenirs, or a gallery wall of family photos and art prints.
It's all about creating a space that tells a story. Okay, so we've covered so much ground today. We've talked about how this modern Vietnamese home design caters to the lifestyle and preferences of a 27-year-old homeowner. From the technology and sustainability to the workspace and personal style, it's been fascinating to see how all these elements come together.
It really shows how design can be so much more than just aesthetics. It's about understanding people and creating spaces that enhance their lives.
And I think this design is a beautiful testament to that idea. It's not just a visually stunning home. It's a space that feels personal, intentional, and truly reflective of the homeowner's unique personality and lifestyle.
It's been a real pleasure diving into this with you.
And thank you for joining us on this deep dive into modern Vietnamese home design. We hope this conversation has inspired you to think differently about the spaces you inhabit and how you can create a home that truly reflects who you are.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back after a quick break. All right, so we've explored this incredible design plan, and you helped us unpack how it reflects those modern trends and the homeowner's Vietnamese heritage. We even got a little techie, talking about AI and VR, how they're shaping the future of home design.
It's been fun, right? Yeah, really multi-layered discussion, I think. And it highlights just how much design is about so much more than just aesthetics.
Yeah.
It's about understanding people, understanding their needs and how they want to live in a space.
And one thing that really stood out to me was this element of balance.
Yeah.
Balancing those modern and traditional elements, the technology, with that human connection. Even the beauty with functionality. What are your thoughts on that, looking at the big picture here?
Oh, you're so right. Balance is key why in good design. I mean, think about it. A room that's too minimalist, it can feel cold and sterile, right?
Right.
But then too much clutter can be overwhelming. And this home, it just strikes that perfect balance.
Yeah.
It's serene, but it's also inviting.
Yeah, it's like finding that sweet spot where everything just works together.
Exactly.
And it made me think it's not just about design, is it? It's about finding that balance in our lives as well.
That's a good point. Or whether it's work-life balance or balancing, our online and offline lives, or even just creating a sense of harmony in our daily routines. That equilibrium, it's so essential for well-being.
So as we wrap up our deep dive today, I want to kind of leave our listeners with a final thought to ponder. We've explored so many inspiring elements today, from that minimalist aesthetic to the integration of technology, those subtle Vietnamese influences, the personalized touches. It's all come together to create a space that's not only visually stunning, but also deeply personal.
And a reflection of the homeowner's lifestyle.
So here's the question I want you to consider. If you could borrow just one element from this design to incorporate into your own living space, what would it be? And why?
Ooh, that's a tough one. So many good options.
I know, right? Maybe it's the color palette or those natural materials or the tech integration. Or maybe it's even just those subtle nods to your own cultural heritage. Whatever it is, take a moment and really visualize how you could bring that element into your own home.
It's a great way to make that design inspiration personal and relevant to your own life and your own space.
So this deep dive has shown us that modern design, it can be so much more than just a pretty facade. Can be a reflection of our values, our heritage, our aspirations. It can even be a path towards creating a more balanced and fulfilling life.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been a pleasure exploring this topic with you.
Likewise.
And thank you for joining us on this deep dive into modern Vietnamese home design. We hope it's inspired you to think differently about the spaces you inhabit and how you can create a home that truly reflects who you are.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep designing a life you love.